Good afternoon and welcome to Thursday's Market SITREP here at Top Gun Options TGO. I'm Wiz, Matthew Buckley, the Chief Options Instructor. Man, and as we predicted, volatility is just smashing lower, even as the market's just kind of wallowing around after yesterday's Rip Your Face Off rally, which I said is going to fade, and we're going to be flat today. Volatility is coming in as predicted, and we're going to be heading back down to our resting heart rate. We're going to be taking a look at a lot of good trades here at 1 o'clock. We have a Visa bull put spread that we put on last week that's looking phenomenal. And then we sent out a text alert to close, or an email alert, sorry, still working on our texting system. An email alert to close out this bearish double vertical on VXX that I sent out on Friday. I said volatility is absolutely going to implode after the election. And I sent out an email alert to close this for a $4,200, what was that, 75%, $4,200 gain since Friday. Friday afternoon, $4,200 on only $5,000 in risk. So risk in 5 to potentially make 6, and I decided to get out of it yesterday because of that Rip Your Face Off rally. And knowing that we were going to kind of wallow around here and probably give half of that rally back maybe tomorrow into Friday. So great time here at Top Gun Options. A lot of great trading going on. If you want to join us for a 7-day test flight for 1 week, you can do that for $38. You can head to go.topgunoptions.com/go flight, just like the movie Apollo 13, Go for Flight. That's where you can go flight for $38, and you can even join us today at 1 o'clock for our Analyze Your Trade and Debrief. We're going to be covering what's up next on the radar. People have already forgotten more or less about unless you're in Washington, nobody cares anymore about the midterm elections. I mean, within hours, the president had turned what was folks, it wasn't even close to a blue, it was a blue puddle. Actually, I'd call it a blue tier for five times in the history of this republic has an incumbent president picked up seats in the Senate. Barack Hussein Obama got slaughtered in the midterms. He lost like 62, 68 seats in the House and like 5 or 6 Senate seats. Bill Clinton got obliterated as well, but of course you're not hearing any of that from the media. Trump broke history by doing what he did, and then within hours, actually in his press conference, he knew that Jeff Sessions, he had more or less fired him. He asked for his resignation, and then Jim Acosta ends up accosting a White House staffer on national TV. You can't make this stuff up, folks. But anyway, next on the radar, the closest alligators to the boat are Iranian sanctions and how Iran really doesn't care about the United States and is going to say a big FU to sanctions. Not sure you want to do that to Donald Trump. You could do that to the Mohammed in Chief, Obama, because he, kind of flew these guys billions of dollars on unmarked airplanes in the middle of the night. And if you're an ass clown that says, oh, it was their money, Iran has killed approximately 1,000 Marines, soldiers, and airmen, approximately 1,000 of our forces in the past, I think it's a decade, is that metric. So killing 1,000 U.S. soldiers, you should give money back to Iran. How about we give that money to the families, to the wife, to the husband, to the children, to the parents of U.S. service personnel killed by Iran? So if you think that Obama was right giving back, quote, their money, as these people get ridiculously stiffed by the Veterans Administration and spit on by this country, you're an asshole. Can't stand when people go, it was their money. Oh, yeah? Why don't you? How would you feel if you were a family member of somebody killed by Iranian forces? We're not even at war with Iran, and they're killing our soldiers. But yeah, give them their money back. It was theirs. You're an idiot if you believe that. China is going to ebb and flow in front of the G20 summit. We have the G20 summit coming up. For the past week and a half, President Trump has looked like an idiot. One day, I love China. One day, the next day, we're not even talking to them. These guys suck. They need to come with something serious. The next day, Larry Kudlow's saying there's nothing serious. And an hour later, the president's making him look stupid by saying there is something on the table. It's a clown car. FXI is going to wallow around here. We have a short FXI trade, couple short FXI trades on. FXI is the iShares China large cap ETF. So big pop last week on all the rumors of stuff, and then there's nothing going on, folks. Every time you see a pop and rumors, it drops. Pop, rumors, drops. Pops, rumors, it keeps going up. No, the president already picked up the phone and talked to the guy and said, we're going to meet at the G20 and have dinner. So I think the FXI moves sideways to down into the G20 summit. Although we did the other day get bullish on FXI all the way out to January of 2021. I do think the president gets a deal done eventually with President Xi Jinping. It just ain't going to be anytime soon, especially since the president is sailing our forces, our naval forces, right through the middle of what China calls New China, right? They, under Barack Hussein Obama's watch, who did nothing, they took dirt from China, sailed it out into the middle of the Pacific, and said, yeah, now this is China too. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Brazil, still loving our EWZ trade. Brazil elected their own Trump of the tropics. This guy's doing great. He's saying all the right things. Expect this little bit of a pullback, and you can see it's kind of just shallow volume. This isn't really some sort of major pullback. I think it's consolidating, and then the EWZ is going to go higher. Once this guy really gets in office and starts implementing what he wants to do, the Bovespa, the Brazilian stock market's going to see a rip your face off rally. So Dow surges nearly 550 points. That was going to keep on going, right? Big surge, big surge. What did I say? No, that's not going to happen. Tomorrow we're going to give this back. U.S. stock indices drift lower following the midterm rally. We got a Fed thing today, and obviously the rates are going to be unched, but we care what's going to happen in December. And December, I think I looked at the Fed funds futures rate earlier, and it was like a 95, 98% probability that we're going to get a rate increase in December. But it's going to be what the Fed says. Are they just going to hammer us and tick interest rates higher on a steady flight schedule, or are they going to be data dependent? Are they just going to sit there and sit on their hands until they need to take a shot? That's the interesting part. So anyway, I think this split Congress is going to be an absolute shit show. It's going to be the best thing that happened for Donald Trump. If the Republicans kept the House and owned the Senate and the White House for the next 2 years, as we head into potentially a recession, the president would have owned it. Now he can point to Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, Adam Schiff, Elijah Cummings, and all these people. They're gonna investigate for 2 years, guys, and it's going to be a clown car. Donald Trump can run against a do-nothing Congress that only investigated and was an embarrassment. I think Donald Trump, his press conference was awful yesterday, but the guy's doing a hell of a lot better. I'm glad he did more in 18 months than most presidents do in 2 terms, because the Democrats can't reverse anything that he's done. They could be a stick in the mud for some trade deals and maybe, impact the defense sector a little bit, because Congress does control the purse. That's written in some really old paper in Washington somewhere, that Congress is the power of the purse. So, we got to keep an eye on our defense stocks here. I don't think they're in trouble. The president's already signed the defense deal, but stuff like Saudi Arabia, and looks like they killed another journalist that isn't being widely reported. So not the best friends in the world there in Saudi Arabia. But anyway, guys, I got to get ready for our 1 o'clock session, our Analyze Your Trade. We got a great bull put spread on Visa that we placed last week, the 136, 135. Love our Visa trade. Let's take a look at Visa. So look at this, the 136, 135 bull put spread. I placed that all the way down here. Look at this rip your face off rally in Visa since we placed that trade. We're probably going to close that as soon as we get in our live trade brief at 1 o'clock. Let's take a look at the metrics of this trade. Risking $5,400 to potentially make $2,100. Just doing some rough Kentucky math, that's up. I think this trade's up about $1,700, $1,800 in a week on $5,400 in risk. Again, men lie, numbers don't. That's why you need to give us a test flight, folks, and head to go.topgunoptions.com/goflight. Just come kick the tires for a week, see what we do, and if you love it, great. If you don't, you can head on your way. All right, I got to get ready for 1 o'clock. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll be back tomorrow with Friday's market wrap-up. We'll see you.